You don't need to. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheriff Langdon, and today we have the Storm Identity. And before I even say anything, this just smells very, very strong. It's cherry, but you know those strawberry candies that you cannot find in stores, but old people just have them in their house sometimes? Like, where do you buy those? Does someone just deal them on the street? Like, I don't know where people find them, but they're so good. I know it's not really cherry, like that candy, but that's what the scent's kind of giving. I know the smell of this ball is supposed to be cherry, but, you know, put two and two together. I'm not smart. Anyway, so before we throw this ball, this is what I think it is going to give. So the cover stock itself is the Rex cover stock. We've seen that on the Lightning Blackout, the Pure Physics from overseas, the Infinite Physics, the SA Fate, yeah, and the Virtual Energy Blackout, aka Vivo. So, with that being said, I think it's going to fall around somewhere in that ballpark. I think it's going to be quite strong, but looking at the numbers, I'm expecting some angularity. So I don't want it to fall in the same place as those balls mentioned before because I already have some of those in my bag. I don't want the same ball but another color. So I changed the layout on this particular ball a little bit more to kind of help diversify it a bit. So I put a 45 by 3 7/8 by 45 with my PAP 5 3/4 1/4. So let's go ahead and give some predictions. I think it's going to eat. I think it's going to slay. I think it's going to have the biggest back at the buffet. I think it's going to be one of those really big fat people that just like when you sit down, like their back shot wind just stinks. And I think it's just going to devour the lane. So, yeah, let's go ball. Okay, guys, so I'm pretty sure let me get the elephant out of the room. So when I film these videos, I try to film on fresh. I don't have a lot of success bowling on burn conditions or open play conditions because I want it to be as relatable to the player as possible, and players are mainly going to be bowling in league conditions and whatnot. So I put this on fresh, and I had the same problem with the Vivo when I first got it too. The polish out of the box is not the vibe for me. No, you can miss me with that. So when I first started filming this video, I also tried to get a video with my friend Monty, and we both just could not get lined up with the polish. So he wanted to keep his on because he had some stuff coming up. So I took the polish off of mine, and what I mean by that is I hit it with a fresh 3000 pad for a little bit, So the reaction that I got after hitting the ball, giving it a little bit of teeth on the cover. Wait, what did I say? So after hitting it with a light, fresh 3000, giving the cover stock a bit of teeth, a little bit of grit, it started slaying. And it started doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It's a bit more angular than the Vivo, and the Vivo I think is a little bit more smoother. This is more quick off the spot. So I would place this above it. So if you're looking on using this on fresh, it really depends on how your house shot is. So ours is very, very wet. It is wet like my shirt in the under chestular region when I run on the treadmill at like the lowest setting for like 5 minutes. And this just got a lot of over under on those conditions, but once I hit that pad on the cover stock, it gave me a lot more miss room and it went through the pins great. I carried better, my miss room increased by like that many. And yeah, so if you're bowling on more flooded conditions, or if you're bowling on something that's fresh, not quite reaching the transition stage, take the polish off of this. With the 4000, 3000, I probably wouldn't recommend putting a bunch of surface on this unless you don't have any other ASIM solids in your bag. Now, if you don't have any ASIM solids and you need something for like that big long pattern sports shot coming up, you need to put surface on this, you can get away with that. But if you have something like a gem or like a hyperdrive, something around like that category, you won't need to put a bunch of surface on this. You can keep this at like the 4000 or polish if you're bowling on more friction. So I will say later on, I came back at night, I put the polish back on this, and we have the same polish here in the shop. So I put the same polish back on, and when I got more inside, it looked a lot better. So polish, especially out of the box, like level polish, it's a lot better when there is more friction or burn or transition. But if you're on lead conditions, wanting to throw it right out of the gate, and especially if you have a little bit more revs, I would not recommend particularly putting a bunch of polish on this or leaving the box polish on. So overall, I'm very impressed with this ball. It's angular and it's quite strong. And as much as I love Belmo, the other balls that were in the Belmo line, except maybe like the Trend 2, they weren't bad for me per se. I don't necessarily think a bowling ball is bad. Let me just say that right now. I think bowling balls fit different people. So a good example is I don't like the Phase 2 for me, but I know it's a great ball because that ball's won so much money for other people. But let me get back to what I was saying. So the other balls for me, I think when they were in production, there was other balls being produced at that same time that were similar. So I didn't quite see the need for me personally getting those Belmo balls, but at this moment in time, I don't think there's anything very, very close to the identity. I think, ironically, it's its own identity. So I definitely recommend getting your paws on this if you have a chance, if you're able to. A lot of pro shops still have this in stock. Some websites are looking to restock. I don't know what Storm policy is on restocking these. I know once they said that they're gone, they're gone. So get it, please. Do it now.